So, hey, everybody, this is the 2.0 Grandma Podcast, and we are about to talk to, trust me, oh, she's lit, okay? Trust me, yes. I love that. I really love that. Miss Truth Mark, and I love that, Truth Marks, who is a podcast host herself. So, we'll talk a little bit about that, but who is also, y'all, a grandma. Now, I tell you, these
I'm a clown.
grandmas. Yes, these grandmas today,
Yes.
they're at a whole new level, baby. Okay, a whole new level. And so when you say the word, when people say the word grandma, we used to think of, a little lady, old decrepit lady walking around maybe in a house robe or moo
Yeah.
moo, they used to call it. How about these grandmas these
Not the
days?
moon.
Right,
The
right,
moon.
right, right. How about these grandmas these days, honey? No, they're wearing stilettos, they're wearing leggings, they're showing their midget. Oh, girl, please. You better ask
Put
somebody.
it on. Quit playing with us.
Exactly. Yeah, you better ask somebody. Do not come. Yeah, when you come, you better come correct. Because the 2.0 grandma is a totally different version, honey. So I would like to introduce you all, my friends, I call them my grand friends, to Miss Truth Marks. Now that's the AKA part, but the real name, well, she's gonna tell you about all that. Okay. All right, let's get started.
Well, as
Wow.
you guys know, you want me to go?
Yes, please. I'm so excited that you're here. So please. Now, we were supposed to do this last season, so I'm excited that we finally are doing it.
Finally, I was like, oh, I can't wait. I can't wait to get up. So, as you all know, I'm Truth. They call me Truth Marks, and I am in the building. No, that's just my little thing. But my real name is Michone. How I got Truth Marks, I was working at a record label company, and I was assistant. I was assistant and the PR, and I did everything so well, and I always stayed true to it. So they start calling me Truth.
Oh,
Truth.
wow. Wow.
Then they said, matter of fact, we just gonna say Truth Marks. I
All
was like,
right.
I could dig it. I could dig it. I could dig it.
Oh,
Um,
that's interesting. So you are a woman. So basically, to me, that says you're a woman of your word. You are about your business. Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Business first. Business first. So where should I start? Where you want me to start at?
Talk about, let's talk about you as a grandma. That's what our folks want to hear. How did this young lady who looks like she's 15, 16, at the max 20.
Well,
Okay, okay. Now
thank
you
you.
can't say, but when you see it, you'll say, no way she's a grandma. Because people say that all the time, and not only with you, it's the way you look. I mean, you do not look anything. I'm even saying that, and people would always say to me, you don't look like a grandma, you don't act like a grandma, but you do not look like a grandma. What are you, like 15? No, I'm joking. Go ahead.
Take that. I take
I
that.
know that's right. Go
Oh
ahead,
wow.
girl. Tell us about you as a
So,
grandma.
woo. Actually, I'm a grandmother of 10.
Oh my God.
I'm a grandmother of 10. I am a mother of 6. I have 3 girls and 3 boys.
Wow.
Out of that 6, only 2 of them don't have any children, in which those are my younger daughters.
Wow.
And you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. I I really didn't want to be a grandmother at first. It was hard for me to take that in as a grandmother because I'm like, I'm not like the old moon. I'm not the grandmother
Right.
that, you know what I'm saying? And I
I,
always tell like wait to have your children, you know what I'm saying? Not just because I wasn't ready to be a grandmother, because I knew how hard it was to be a
yeah.
mother. And I
Yes.
put them through that because I grew up without a mother. My mother passed away when I was 15 years old.
Mm.
My older brother, which he was 21, him and his wife raised me from that point up. So I was
Oh, what
raised,
a beautiful thing.
yes, I was raised by young children. They were kids themselves. So um, unfortunately, I got into all kinds of different things because trouble. Because I seen what they was doing. So hey. But far as the grandmother part, I was like, oh, once my daughter said she was pregnant, she graduated. All my kids graduated before they had their children, except for the boys. The
Uh-huh.
boy, the boys had children that I didn't even know about.
Wow.
Yes, absolutely. And then when they start coming forward, I'm like, whose baby? Where did this baby? It was like they waited until they were old enough
Uh-huh.
to tell me that they had a children. In reality, they had a children at 17.
Wow.
They didn't tell me until they was 18. Because
Mm.
this was that I'm grown now, she can't say nothing, or whatever.
I know. Yeah.
It's 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 sad. But and my grandchildren, I love them to death. So I have 3 girls and 8 boys of the grandchildren.
Wow. 8 boys.
Yes, boys.
Boy,
And
yeah, I have a lot of boys in my grandchildren, a lot of boys too. Yes. Wow.
that's I wish we could have had all boys, to be honest, because these girls is just too much. But
Right. Okay, now
no,
you
real,
know you have to explain that. What does that mean? The girls are just too much.
because they act like they nana and they mama.
Right.
That don't mix. That don't mix. That don't mix at all. They act like they nana and they mama. I'm like, God, what are we gonna do with these little girls? My 1-year-old, she's sitting up here. She couldn't even walk. She dropping it.
Right.
I'm dropping it.
You mean, wait a minute, wait. When you say drop, you don't mean dropping it like it's hot kind of situation. Is that what you mean? You're
Dropping
crazy.
it hot.
I love that.
And all you hear is in there, go mama, go mama. She can't even walk, and she bouncing. I said, oh no, she's gonna be a handful. Gonna be a handful.
Get around music, huh?
She
She
loves
can.
music.
Yes. That's funny. That's so funny. And these kids these days are a lot different and pay more attention to things than I know when I was a kid. Our parents would always run us out of the room when the friends and everybody came.
Yep.
So if we heard this stuff, it was because we were listening when we shouldn't have been listening. Yeah.
Yeah.
But they said go back in the room and play. You guys you don't need to be here, with the grown folks or whatever. That's what they would tell us. And of course, we couldn't wait to be grown because we always felt like we missed out on something.
Right.
Because
Absolutely.
we would shelter us from those things. But today's parents, I noticed when they have their parties, like all the friends get together, they have the kids and
the kids is partying too.
Yes. And I was like, wow, that's different.
That's
Because I
different.
didn't do with my own kids, because of course I did more like what my parents did, or we didn't have any parties, at all. That's really what we did. We didn't have any parties at all. But you see, it's the same thing. It's just how each generation, because I was like, well, I don't know if I want to shelter my children from everything and not let them see anything, right? But I do want to be where they are. So, we just chose not to do a whole lot of parties and stuff like that, and just, try to keep them, So
Absolutely.
that has advantages and disadvantages too. Right?
Yeah.
Because you learn that later in life. That maybe I should have let them get into a little bit more things.
But I'm sorry to cut you off.
No problem.
They still find things to get into, regardless of what. I've noticed that, because no matter how much I tried to keep my kids away from what I grew up in and how I grew up, they still found a way to manage to get a hold to it. You know what I'm saying? And
It's society.
It's the society. This society now, I really don't like it, because they have it's too much like gayness, drugs. It's a lot of partying, and everybody, it's okay. It's they like they're how could I say? Other words, they're making like it's okay for everything is okay. It don't matter. Oh, that's okay to be gay. Oh, that's okay to be over here doing drugs. Oh, it's okay to be over here selling your body. It's so much. Back then that was frowned upon. It was like
Yeah, everything was taboo at one point. You're right.
Yeah,
Now everything is like, let's just do it, baby.
let's
Have
do it.
let's just do it. Right? Yes, it's
Yeah,
totally different. Yes.
yes. And they're much bolder than we were. They're very bold. They're,
Girl, if
they're
I've been as bold as some of these people, I would not be here to tell the story. Okay. I
and they
would
always
not be here to tell the story. Okay. Yeah, it's crazy. Crazy.
I find my times fold back, just like they told me. They was like, okay, you keep on sheltering and protecting and thinking everything is okay that they do or whatever, you're gonna learn. And it bit me in the ass. It really did. And it's
So
like,
I don't know if you know this about me, but I'm a professor, I'm a college professor, and I
awesome.
teach, yes, and I teach teacher education.
Okay.
So I work with teachers who are working in the classroom with very young children. And
Okay.
what we say to them is you have to have a balance. You have to let them see the world because that's important. But if you're going to do it, you have to be there with them to help them process it. And then you guys also got to have enough shelter in their life to make, so you don't want them way out there. So you got to have balance, and that's the thing. But in the struggle, the tension is how much? How do you balance it? Right,
How?
and it varies from family to family, people to people, race, culture, all that. So that's really what it is, and that's really tough.
Absolutely. It's very hard. It's
Yes.
hard. And it's like, even with my kids, they be like, you told me to wait. You told me to wait. Yeah, wait, because I told you I wasn't sitting down.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
I
mm-hmm,
made it down, so you better wait if you think you finna
mm-hmm.
be dropping off grandma's house, this, that, you know what I'm saying? Honestly, I'm still outside,
Oh,
I'm
that's
still
still outside. You crazy. I love that. Everybody said that I'm outside, y'all. We outside.
outside. I'm talking about the headlights. You feel me? I'm outside. No,
I
no, no, no.
know. I know. And that's the thing. And that's the thing about grandmas, and especially I call them the 2.0 birds. They outside. Okay. They are outside. They are
Wow.
not at home babysitting.
Mm-mm. And they ain't
They're not
got
doing that.
moves on.
Right. We're trying to find out, like okay, then we calling our girls. Okay, girl, what we doing today?
Right.
We doing day parties, we doing night parties, we doing in between parties.
All
That's
night,
totally
up
different.
all night, tumbling in the daylight. You know what I'm saying? We doing it.
Right. And my mom said, well, I'm not going to. I'm like, well, that's you. I'm fine. She's the great grandma, right? And I said, but we
Wow.
going, because guess what? Life is too short,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
and you need to enjoy your life. And whatever it is that you like within reason, with legal, make sure it's legal, all those things.
Right.
If you do all
Yeah.
that, it's just good,
Absolutely.
clean fun. And good, clean fun is what? Going out, maybe dancing, connecting with people, interacting,
Yeah.
talking, laughing, have a good time, having some joy in your life. It does
Absolutely.
not mean getting drunk. It does not mean driving while you're drunk. It does not mean being a crack house. It doesn't mean those things.
Yeah. Don't know.
That's not
You
what
know.
it means at all. So, kind of defining what it is, what brings you joy, what makes you happy. And that's where I think the 2.0 grandmas vary a little bit. Like with my great grandma, she stayed at home most of the time. So everybody knew they could bring the kids to her and they would be right. She had them either in church or they'd be around her house, doing stuff, hanging out, whatever, just being there with her. But it's a lot different today. It's a lot
It is
different.
a lot different today.
Yeah.
We,
Anyway,
no, we not doing like that. We up.
we definitely changed it up. Yes, we definitely changed. And I would bet that you and I are probably at least 20 years apart. So even my generation of grandmas are different than, like I said, my grandma and especially my great grandma. My grandma was an entrepreneur. She was a very independent woman. I feel like I got a lot of my traits from her. She had her own business and all those things. And she always had to stand for herself and stand up, be her own advocate. She was never married,
Oh,
right? But she
right.
taught us so many things, and she was not afraid. She was fearless. This woman did not have a high school education, but owned
Oh,
her business. She worked as an apprentice under this other group, then started her own business until she was probably in her 70s or 80s.
Mm-hmm.
And then she came inside. But all that other time she was outside. And she was regulating. I mean, I was always surprised at how she, how she did things and what she did. And so
Right.
I like to believe that she's the reason that I am the person that I am, because I modeled my life somewhat after her. And she started me working when I was very young. She had her
Wow.
own place. She had us working, in the place with her. And we
Wow.
learned some important skills, good work ethic, you know. Now
That's all
today, most of the time they don't have to work. So, in many cases, because we make sure my husband and I both college educated, and we want to make sure our kids have a good life.
right.
In
Absolutely. It
balance.
balanced.
Right?
It balanced.
Because it could go left, yeah, so
Yep.
it does. But let's talk a little bit more about you. So we talked about your kids, your grandkids. And now, and I heard you say something that resonated with me. You said, I wasn't ready to be good. I had a feeling, I was feeling some kind of way about that.
Listen.
Same thing here. And again, like I said, I was probably older than you when I became a grandma, but I was still like, wait a minute, I'm not ready now for that
Hey.
part of my life. And that's because the way society looks at grandmas.
Yep. Yep.
Because you can write your own narrative. You don't have to wait for somebody to write it for you.
Right. And you do hear like now the younger ones like they always calling somebody but the thing about that, we look younger than y'all. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying? Oh,
yes,
grandma this, grandma. I'm proud now. Absolutely, I am proud to be a grandmother. I love my children. But
yes.
like I say, I was not ready. And I think it was more or less that I was looking at the age.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And why not to be an early grand? I ain't a
Right.
grandma yet. And I always thought, oh,
Early
you
grandma.
old, don't do me like that.
Right.
Don't do me like that at all. But like I was, when you were saying that you had a great role model to look up to and this and that, I did not. We didn't have very many role models in our family, from the aunties, the cousins, the everybody. So
Mm-hmm.
I had to paint my own, my own
Yeah.
path. And
Yes.
and so what I did is I observed what everybody else was doing and seeing how it was. Like, oh, I don't want to do that. I don't want to be like, what I'm saying? This is how I'm going to be. And
Yeah.
for my brother and my sister-in-law, shout out to my brother-in-law. I can't say they did an awesome job, with them being young, because I never got into drugs. I
Mm.
I, I was hard headed, you know what I'm saying? I was young, I was hard headed.
Right? Yeah.
I
Most people.
really I really didn't get into too much trouble, but where I had a problem at was discipline, listening.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in this world by myself. I'm young. My aunties, nobody, they didn't want to deal with us once my mother passed away. And so I felt alone. So I felt like I don't have a boss. I'm my own self. So that's what I did. I made myself a boss. I promised myself I would never be, like my surroundings. I would never be a product of my environment.
Mm. Mm.
And
Very.
that's one. Yes, I'm real big on that. So what I did once I did have my children, I took them out of San Bernardino, California, because that's where I'm from. I was born in Paris, but I was raised in San Bernardino. And if you ever heard about San Bernardino, it's terrible or
Mm.
whatever. So I grew up around drugs, gang banging, a lot of poverty, and I'm like, I was like, I'll never be like that. I'm gonna be better than I'm not gonna say my mother and my family was just shit, but they weren't the best people to look up to, you know.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I just painted my own path. And one thing for sure, one thing for certain, I could say my brother did his best with me. Like I say, I still did what I wanted to do. I end up getting myself in trouble. I end up getting shot at
Mm.
18 as well, by Riverside Police
Oh
or
my
whatever, from being hard headed. My brother told me, don't leave out the house, don't go nowhere. You stay home Memorial Day. You stay home. We gonna go to the movies later. We about to go get something to eat. Me, my little hot ass is this little. It's this little dude that I was feeling like, woohoo, yeah, my little, yeah. I was like, as soon as they hit that corner, I was like, I'm going outside, you know? So I went outside, went with him or whatever. He had me, gullible, pulled up, brand new car. I'm thinking it's a brand new car. I'm thinking it's his or whatever. So I'm like, oh, we on. Let's drop top. Well, you know, so we rolling all along. I know I ain't supposed to be no. I ain't supposed to be no. Not supposed to be no. We end up way up in Riverside at I think what that park, Fairmont Park or something. I forgot, Boardwell Park, some park I can't remember. They had a function there, and we leave. Okay, after the function's over, we get back in the car, we leave. We get pulled over by the police. I'm wondering why the police is behind us. Mm-hmm. I see him getting all nervous and stuff. And minding you, I didn't know the dude for probably about a month or so or something like that. You know how young girls get, they think, you know what I'm saying? They're feeling themselves, you know? And really didn't know too much. So we get pulled over and the police gets out the car and he drives off. And when he drove off, the police gets in his car and we was on high-speed chase. On a high-speed chase for, yes, the car was stolen. The car was stolen. Yes, it was. And we're in Riverside. We're on a high-speed chase. We were on a high-speed chase for 58 minutes. Exactly. We went from Riverside to San Bernardino because I'm telling him to stop the car, let me out the car. He won't let me out the car. He said, I'm gonna take you home. Wait, you won't take me home? Or, you know?
Yeah.
It was crazy. So he takes me, we go to San Bernardino. We back to by my house, but he don't stop the car. He wanted me to jump out the car.
And kill yourself, basically.
And kill myself. I said, no, I'm not jumping out the car. I will not jump out the car. No, stop the car. I'm not jumping out. He was like, I'm not stopping the car. He got back on the freeway. We went back to Riverside. Okay, my police, helicopters, everything all over it. I'm screaming. And by this time, we make it back to Riverside, get off the off ramp. He's still flying. He do a circle to go back to get on, to try to get back on. We're not getting away. The helicopters, the police is everywhere. He's causing all. Excuse me?
I said, there's no way to get away, baby.
There was no way.
Yeah, Lord have mercy.
No way. Innocent people is getting hurt at this point. All this, like, I was like, stop. He's like, no, I'm about to take you. I'm gonna take you back home. So mind you, we going back from Riverside to San Bernardino. So he gets on the freeway. He gets on the freeway on the wrong way, a one way. So we on the we riding the sideline or whatever. By this time, we're innocent people is about already got hurt. So the police start shooting, shot the car up and everything. But I was in my seatbelt. I was scared, and I turned around and got kneeled down on the floor and had my feet in my head in the seat. And because I was scared, and it was just bullets. So he got shot 9 times, and one of the bullets that hit him on his through the side, it came out and hit me in the head. Yes. That's why I say I am really a walk.
Pearls. Oh my God, you are a miracle.
Absolutely. And
we have to stop right there. Wait, let's just marinate on that. Oh my God.
Take you back. I know. Every time I tell this story, they be like, "What? No. Yeah. Yes.
Oh my God.
Absolutely. Tell you no lies. Absolutely. And it was crazy because, minding you, my mother had just passed away, right? She had just passed away, probably maybe I want to say at least about 6, 7, close to a year ago, right? Mm. So when it hit me, my head went down and everything, it was like a noise, like, and in my mind, I was saying to myself, it's true. You really see, like, everything flashes. Like when you about to see the upper room, you really see flashes. And it just flashed around, and I was saying, "Oh, I can't believe I'm dead. I haven't even had children yet. I can't believe God, like, I'm just, this is what I'm saying. While I'm down, I couldn't move or anything, but I was down. I knew I was hit because it put me down. And then it was a light just lit up, and it was my mother. And
Mm.
absolutely, I could tell this stuff like yesterday, and it was my mother, and she was like, it's going to be okay, baby. You're going to live and you're going to have lots of kids. You're going to be very successful. And she put her hand over the wound. She put the hand over the wound. And when she put the hand over the wound, I woke up like, I was just like, and I see the ambulance, everything is over there. I just hear them saying, she's awake, she's awake. Because, they did not know I was in the car. So that's how I was able to be able to sue Riverside police, because they didn't know I was in the car and I was a minor. And they wasn't supposed to shoot that car up like that. The car had 48 bullets in it. One of them missed the gas tank by inches. Yes, by inches, literally. And it was just crazy. And so when I got up, they was cutting me out the seatbelt because I was all in the seatbelt, and they was throwing me down. They was moving me fast and stuff. And I was just looking around. They was like, she's up, she's up. And no sooner as that they put me in the ambulance to put something in my mouth. I remember, that's what all I remember is them sticking something in my mouth. I went out. I was in a coma for 2 months. I was in a coma for 2 months. Don't know what was going on for them 2 months, but I was in there for 2 months. So once I did wake up out of the coma, I had really pretty long hair. I loved my hair and everything. And when I woke up, I was wrapped up, and there was something like a tube hanging out. I'm pulling on it, like, so they like, the nurse like, no. They was like, she's up or whatever. So they all just came up in there, and I'm just looking around like, why am I here? I didn't even know
Who are these people?
who are all people. Why am I here? And couldn't remember a thing. Couldn't remember a thing. Do you understand me? I had to learn.
What happened?
Huh?
You did not know at that time. You did not know what happened, how you got there.
Nothing. It was police in there and everything, and I did not know a thing that happened. I don't know, but all I knew is my hair was cut off, and I kept crying. My hair. They like, oh, you just been shot in the head, and you crying
about it. And you worried about your hair.
You get some
Wow.
more. But why they telling me this, I'm looking at them like, who are you? I don't even know you. I lost my memory. And one person that I did remember, and I love her to this day, was my best friend, Gloria. Her. And it was painful because she was the only one that I actually remember. I didn't remember my brothers. I didn't remember anyone, but I remembered her. And it was weird to me. That's everybody else was, foreign. I didn't. Who are you? So
oh my God.
After that 2 months, I think I stayed in the hospital for maybe about 2.5 more months doing therapy. I had to learn how to use my left hand. I had to learn how to walk. And then they worked my memory. My memory started coming back, jogging back as, coming back. And there I was in therapy. And then before I knew it, my memory came back, and I was able to tell the story, how everything happened. I'm just, moral of the story, I'm so blessed to be here.
Yes,
and
you are.
And I'm happy, for my children. I'm happy for my grandchildren. It's like, how could you even be so selfish? Because he gave you another chance. So
yes, girl. Yes, hallelujah. Oh my God.
Yep.
That is it's a tragic story, but it's very compelling, and it has so many lessons.
Amen. So
have you read your book yet?
No, everyone like, you should tell your story. You should write a book. You should
write this book.
You got a story. I have, and I can even tell you right to this day, it's still painful for me for that situation, because I always think back how selfish I was to, like, when it came to being a grandmother, to where my boys, they're hiding their children. I had no relationship with them. And, it's like, don't you remember what she told you? She told you was going to have kids, you're going to have grandchildren. And she said I was going to have a lot of them. I didn't want 6 of them damn.
You're funny.
I didn't want 6 of them things. And I had 3, literally 3 and 3. And
Wow.
never that ever happened to me. I love my children, love my grandchildren. I was just feel like I'm blessed, just very blessed to even be here. And
Yes, you are, girl.
and I say, ooh, not only you saved my life, Jesus, you saved my youth. No.
Yes, you know what I listened to, and I love that you saved my youth. I listen to Joel Osteen a lot, not every week, but I listen to him and I have him on my phone, his podcast, whatever. And one time he did a sermon about restoring your youth or restoring yourself, something like that. He said, no matter what you go through in life, he said, you pray to God for restoring, for restoration. And he said, you can restore, he can restore your health, he can restore your youth. And I said, youth? So that
He
was my
can't.
right. And I was, oh my God, that is a beautiful thing when you think about it.
Yes,
Because so many people, I just went to my class reunion from high school. So I said, this was like April. And I looked around at my classmates and I'm like, oh my God. Yeah. So
yeah.
I'm like thankful. Thank you, God, for restoring my youth, for
This,
keeping it there. And not only that, but health as well as the energy as well as the joy and
your
all of those
mind,
things.
all.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Because there's so many people that are either not here or they're not doing well or health wise just so many things. So I'm so grateful. So I
So
understand. But you are a walking miracle.
thank you.
Definitely need to tell this story.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And I used to be afraid to tell my story about that. And I'm like,
Mhm.
why should I be ashamed of,
Right.
what happened?
Ever. Because it's a testimony for somebody else.
Absolutely.
That's what I believe. Now I could
Yep.
be wrong, but that's what I believe.
I
That is a
believe
testimony for
because,
someone
like,
else.
when they say, be like, oh, I don't believe in God, there's no higher this. Oh, you best believe there is. I experienced it. There.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So if you don't believe in God, you need to go get you some help. You feel what I'm saying? Because there's a God, and He's a
Yes.
rock God, and He's there for you. He protect you. Because I tell you, He walked me all the way through that, my childhood, being raised by teenagers and everything, all the way to my adulthood. And I mean, He has not let His hands off of me yet.
So that's right. And my mom always said, he will never, ever, ever fail you. Ever. Now, he
And
may not do what you want, but he
when you
will.
want to,
Right, but he won't fail you. That's right, he won't fail you. But he may not do it with the way you want it to be done. Well, God, I want this tall, dark, and handsome and sexy. He may not give you
man.
right.
Then you get this ugly duckling
Who takes care of you
that
better
takes
than you
care.
or whatever. So you just never know, but he will take care of you. He really will. So, and like I said, it might not be as sexy as you want to be, but
Right.
he will take care of you. So, but yeah, that's a beautiful story. So now tell me this. If you ever want to write that story, I
Mm-hmm.
have a publisher. I just published my second book, and the book is about grandmas,
Wow.
right? And it's different stories of grandma. So I want you in my next edition, please,
Okay.
ma'am. Okay.
Absolutely.
Your
I accept.
story is going to be, oh my God. I also want you in my grandma calendar.
Okay.
And remember we talked about a sponsorship for your company. So
Yep.
we'll talk a little bit later, but
Yep.
definitely I think that would be great. And then the other thing is if you are looking for a ghostwriter or
Mm-hmm.
somebody to help you write it,
Okay.
let me know.
Yay!
Let
Yes,
me
I.
know. Okay? Because that story needs to be told. I mean, it has so many implications for teenagers who
It
just
is.
go off the deep end and do things because they think they're grown enough.
Right.
Okay. For college students who go off and do the deep end because they think they're grown enough. For
Yep.
women who get into stuff like that, being, like you said, naive, and we've all been naive. That is
Right.
nothing to be ashamed of at all. But it's a lesson for somebody.
Yeah.
And you never know who it is, who that lesson is for. So
And I
that's
would
what I share.
inspiration and let these young girls know how things can go. I'm all for it. I'm all in. I'm all in
Yes,
because
and so things can go left in a minute. You're like, oh my God, I was just going down the street and then this,
sunroof down, hair
Right,
flying, woo,
right.
vibing. Next thing you know, I wake up what 2 months later in a dang coma coming out of a coma. It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
And it's you're gonna have a good story because there's so much more to that
Oh
input
wow.
and that is so much more and so much more. It's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a good one. In the midst of that is so much more. And because that's why I say there's a God, because I was raised up without my father, you know what I'm saying? My mother had 2 children with my father, my dad, or what we gonna call it, my sperm donor. No, just that. But and she was with my dad, and she had my brother, and then they separated, and then he went back. He went to his childhood sweetheart or whatever, and had children with her or whatever. And my mom had me, and he didn't claim me because he was going back and forth, back and forth. And the wife, she didn't like me at all. And she was like, that's not your daughter. That's not your daughter. You know what I'm saying? Ooh. So she never wanted me to be a part, but my brother was always welcome to be a part or whatever. But once I got shot, I needed blood transfusion. And I had to go to my father. So I had to get a DNA test. And then once we got that DNA test, it came back that I was his daughter. And so all these years that you wasn't sleeping with my mother and my dad, you know what I'm saying? This lady, all these
Right.
years. And once we did get that established, and he had to give me the blood and all this and all that, she still didn't want me around.
Well, not because she was probably embarrassed and saying because she felt so strong about, and then there was some resentment. You know how people can
It was
be.
some resentment, but at the same time, you can't be mad because he
Right.
was
You
my
can't be
mother.
mad. It's a fact of life.
And also I'm a kid now. My mother is gone. You see, his son is raising his little sister. He's only 21 years old. Why wouldn't you want this man to stand up and take this girl in and be a father? You feel what I'm saying? Because a lot of things could have been prevented. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Oh, that's so sad. Resentfulness, jealousy, hate.
Yep.
There's just no excuse for that. None, especially when it comes to a child. It makes no sense to me. You
Right to
just break my heart over here. Oh my God, girl. You were
right to
breaking
this.
my
Like,
heart.
I'm still not welcome at the house. Right to this. And now, are you serious? You this old and you still this childish?
That's crazy.
But God gonna fix everything, in due time. I already know.
Mm, 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 mm. Wow. Oh
It's
my God.
I really don't be pouring out my, you know what I'm saying?
We
But
need a
this
3 hour
is
podcast.
my life, and let's go.
We need a 3 hour podcast. Oh my God.
Yes.
Wow. Your story is incredible. And how you come through all of that. Now, you are a phenomenal woman. Okay. You know Maya Angelou, right? She wrote this, I think it was a poem that she did, The Phenomenal Women. Oh my God. You are a phenomenal woman.
Thank
Because
you.
that story within itself, I mean, we're not even talking about the accident, the shooting, and all the other pieces of it too. And I'm sure there's more to it because you
There's
just
so much
need just
more.
little snippets, but oh
Yeah,
my God.
little snippets so they'll be ready to read the book because
Right.
it's juicy. It's very juicy.
Wow, girl.
I am so blessed, and to even be the person that now who I am now. I came a long ways. Real talk. I
Well,
did.
Tyler Perry says, and this is something I've heard him say in maybe one of his movies or something, or maybe when people are interviewing him, I can't remember, but he says, it's not where you start, baby, but it's where you end up. And that going through that process, that is a beautiful rendition of somebody's life, and somebody else can see themselves
Mhm.
probably in things that you've gone through. Maybe a little
Right.
different, but they
Little
can
different,
see
but they
themselves.
still
Yeah,
relate. It still
yes,
relate. Yeah.
relate. Yes, you relate to that. And then the beauty is, look at you now on the other side. So that's the part we want to hear about now. So you went through all of that and much more. But
Much.
now, 2023, tell us about Truth Month. Tell us what's
Woo!
going on. Girl.
Preach. Mark is in the building. Do you understand me? I trust me vodka. I trust me we live radio podcast. I own Shea Butter Queens, and I'm also a wonderful grandmother and a mother. And I have so much more to offer. I I got so much more to offer. I'm in I'm in like three different movies. I'm in a one reality TV show. I have one coming another movie. I am the star um in a new movie that's called Bunny and Clyde that will be coming out in 2024. The
That
black
bunny slide.
the black Bunny and Clyde. And we put a twist on a sequel on that sequel because Black Bunny and Clyde, they never die.
Mm-hmm.
We
Oh,
not like that. So
uh-huh.
it's just I just feel like I had in everything that I go through and that I get everything, I have to do it for myself. It's still just me. You feel what
Mm,
I'm saying? Still just me, Sean, at the end of the day, just still grinding and keep going.
yeah.
I cannot stop. I got to keep going till I accomplish my mission. And my mission is to leave my grandchildren and my children something before I leave this earth.
Yes. Oh, yes. And you know what? I mean, I don't know your financial situation, but I can tell you, you've left them a legacy right now, because legacy is, yes, it's money, wealth, and all that, but it's also the role model that you have become for them. That is a legacy. That lets
Abs-
them know that, guess what? No matter where you start out or how you start out, but guess what? If you want it bad enough,
Absolutely.
honey, you can get it. You can accomplish it. If you
Right.
want it bad enough, you just gotta want, like you said, you gotta keep grinding. You
You
gotta
got to keep
want, you gotta believe it for yourself, and you gotta keep working towards that. That's a beautiful thing. So that's another legacy that you've left them. That if they just look at it, because sometimes kids don't always look. They see the things you've done. They
right.
may even know the story that you went through to get there, but they don't really see it, if that makes sense. They don't see it in their in what is it, that mind's eye view, where
They
you
don't.
can, yeah, where you can say, oh my gosh, she went through all that, and look at her. I want to be like grandma when I grow up, because grandma, is
Yep.
yes,
Yes.
yeah,
Absolutely. And
yeah.
I love that's what I like. And even my kids, they keep me strong. They like they tell me I don't remember not one bad, childhood, nothing. We was always protected. I'm like good because I was good at covering stuff up and keeping it away
Right,
from, you
right,
know.
right,
You know,
right,
I love that. They don't have bad memories of them growing up. Like me, I do. And I made
right.
sure they were totally different from me, that they didn't go through the things that I went through. I can't say my kids are not perfect. I can't say that, but I could pat myself on the back. I did a very good job with my children. I can't
Mhm.
say.
Excellent. And it sounds like another thing that sounds like you learned from the things that happened to you. The
Mm-hmm.
and people like to say mistakes, but sometimes when things happen to us, it's a lesson in it for us. So it
Yes,
may not be a mistake. It just could be that you learned some lessons along the way.
absolutely.
And maybe if you would have done it differently, they would have turned out differently. But again, God has the bigger plan. And so it's whatever his plan is for us. Because if he takes us through it and puts us in that, he's not going to put any more on us than we can actually handle.
Right.
You know, as long as we keep that truth in our mind, we'll be good.
Absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
listen to this woman, Louise Hay, on YouTube, and she always talks about everything works together for my good.
Mhm.
No matter how bad it may look, everything, the good, bad, the ugly, works together
Yep.
for my good. And if you hold
Absolutely.
on to that thought, then you know that on the other side of this, I can make it.
Mm-hmm.
On the other side, I can make it.
I
So
could
tell
make
me, how did you get with? How did I think you said when I was looking at your doing a little research, you said the vodka is organic.
Yes, it's a natural organic all premium vodka made out of potatoes, and it's so smooth. I mean, you can drink it. I call it dangerous, because it's so smooth. It tastes so good. You just drink and you be drunk. But the great part about that, you don't wake up with a hangover. You don't even know you're drunk again. So that's why I call it dangerous, because you can have a hangover, you can get back up and do it all over again if you want to. And then it's again because you're not going to get hungover
Mm,
at
mm.
all.
Can we find it here on the East Coast?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I have a website. It's Trust Me Vodka as well. It's a big website that you could go on and pick all types of different bottles, because we have cocktails. We have all clear. Trust me, it's dope. Trust me, we lit. No.
Hey.
Or you can always hit me up and
Mhm.
I could send a bottle, but you're gonna have some soon because we working.
Yes,
So
yes, yes, we definitely work. We got a lot of things that we could do together. I'm really excited about that. Yeah, because well, the glam, grand, what we call it last year, we call it the glam gram, but we before that we just called it National Gorgeous Grandma's Day in July, and
okay.
so we want to still honor, grandmas who are interested, but I would love to do a face-to-face kind of event.
Okay.
And that's about the grandmas, and we actually crown, just like I sent you guys the crown.
Ooh,
We actually place the crown.
thinking of that, thank you. I appreciate the crown. I
Yeah,
love it. Hey,
yeah,
I got
yeah.
the of it. I appreciate it. But
Yes, yes, yes. Because I believe that we need to give grandmas their crowns. We have not, we don't always do that,
right.
and in a lot of countries and in a lot of nationalities and cultures, they really honor elderly. In
Mm.
America, we don't honor elderly that much. We
At
want to put
all.
them aside and
Maybe
not saying that we're elderly, because I don't consider myself elderly, and I was slapping
I
about this in
was just
love,
about to tell you that. Wait a minute.
right? But it's that whole thing about honoring that. So it's not your mom, but it's your grandma. It's the next level mama,
Right.
for you, and honoring that. And we don't always do that, And so that was the point behind that, is that this is a way to honor your grandma and to really give her the crown that she deserves.
Yeah, right.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah,
dope.
so that's kind of how I see it.
Right.
Yes,
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 indeed.
that's how I see it. So, and there was the vodka, the podcast. Tell us about your podcast.
Oh,
Trust me, lit.
the
Yes, I love the name.
so the podcast. So, like I was saying, I'm on a reality show which is called Welcome to Louisville, and it
Mhm.
was all about everybody starting their own business, that like in the entertainment field or whatever or whatnot. So actually he like picked everyone that he felt like that, okay, you go for this, you go for that. We were going for to either be his assistant, road manager, the podcast host. So we on that show, we're fighting for our place.
Uh-huh.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Then it's all these young girls there. I'm the oldest. They had the nerves to call me auntie. I'll be auntie though, but guess
I know
what?
that.
Came out
Don't you
with
hate
the
that
but guess who came out with the chinchilla though. No, know what
term?
I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I end up getting the assistant manager part, and then we started. He helped me start my podcast up in there, and I mean, Trust Me Vodka, what more would go with Trust Me We Lit with Trust Me Vodka? So I
Right.
in it, Trust Me, I'm the truth, and trust me, I'm lit. You know what I'm saying? So that's how we got Trust Me We Lit radio podcast.
Mm,
Yeah,
okay.
shout out to my, he put me on that. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And so,
That is interesting. I love that. And I like the way that you kind of kept that going, the whole brand, the trust me,
right.
the trust me and all that. Yeah, that's beautiful. And you got to figure out how to do that in the title of the book too.
Okay, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. Because I think like I say, that's the brand, and because that's the brand, you want to definitely bring that. So with the reality show, the vodka, the podcast, the movies, yeah, the next thing, yeah. What is
Absolutely.
what is next for Truth? What is next? Tell me the truth now. What's next? Yeah.
At this moment, next is just keep pushing and striding, and just bigger and better platforms.
Mm-hmm.
That, that's a goal. Bigger and better platforms to get on. I started from the small. Because like I say, also I didn't even tell you, I started from modeling. I started from being the crump girl, the dance on the stage with the artist. I didn't went through all the stages till I finally became my own boss. So
Ah, and
big,
that's what I'm talking about. Yes.
bigger and better, bigger and
Yes,
better.
like I said, it's not where you start, baby. That's it. Because so now I know you're part of Fleet DJs, right?
Yes, absolutely.
And I actually absolutely love that whole concept. And like I said, now I'm from academia. I'm a college professor, so I didn't even
Okay.
know there was a thing called a DJ organization. To be
Really,
honest with you,
a
I didn't.
concept. Really?
Like no, I didn't know that because in academia we have the National Organization of so and so and the national all this kind of thing. But I did not know that there was a DJ organization. I found out when one of my grandmas introduced me to another grandma. So
Uh-huh.
the grandma introduced me on the salon, and she owned this salon in the mall where this grandma was the general manager of that mall.
Wow.
And
Okay.
then the general manager of the mall also on the side, the grandma also
Wow.
on the side had a podcast studio, a radio network, and a podcast studio. And I'm like, I want to do that when I grow up, right? Because I've always
Absolute.
wanted to do a podcast. So you remember the Oprah show, right?
I
And
love
how at
the
one point every little black girl wanted to be Oprah. I was
every.
one. So I said, when I grow up, I want to be a talk show. I want to have a talk show and talk to people and all this kind of stuff. And so that's how, so when I connected with her and she said, yeah, and I interviewed her and she said, interviewed her as in to kind of ask about the podcast and all that. And then she
Mhm.
said, oh, you should probably join the Fleet DJs. And I said, the what? She said, the Fleet DJs. I said, so what is that about? And she said, oh, that's a group of DJs. They worldwide. I'm like, DJs? She
Yes,
said,
they are worldwide. It's dope. How I got into the Fleet DJs was when I first moved to Vegas from California. Oh, let me. Hello,
I see you. I hear you.
you see me?
Yep, I
Okay,
hear you.
okay. I don't see you. Can you see me still? Okay, there you go. Okay,
Yep.
so how we
Trust
first
me, I see you.
see me, thank you. Okay, because I'm like, where'd she go? Did we lose signal? So how I started when I first moved to Las Vegas, I was in Vegas and then I was on my IG or whatever, and then I ran into this guy named Get Buck. He just kept on hitting me up. I mean, saying, I would like for you to join our, Fleet DJs. I want you to be the host. Da, 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 da. I'm like, oh yeah, okay. Really wasn't really too interested at first because I was running my shea butter cream because I also
Mhm.
like telling you I have natural and organic shea butter as well. So I was running that and I'm like, okay, I need to kind of like focus on this. It was around the pandemic time, COVID hit, and it was a whole bunch going on. And I'm a germphobe. I'm going to keep it real and 100. Everything's got OCD. Things got to be clean. Things got to be, just in place. You feel me?
Mhm.
So I was
Mhm.
really trying to come out. And he was like, yeah, I really need you to come out. And I'm like, oh, okay. I'll hit you up and let you know when I'm ready. So a whole year went by. He hit me up again. Like, is you ready yet? And I'm,
Right.
you know what? I'm ready. He
Yeah.
was like, you ready? He started putting stuff together. He put me in there, and he threw me in as a host. Never had did interviews. That was my first time doing interviews.
Mhm.
Put me in with celebrities. I'm on there with
Right.
celebrities and all this and all this. I'm nervous.
Right.
Heart beating fast. Can't get my words out. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, woo, woo. Well, after the interview, they all hit me. It was like, okay, true, you did it. I was like, what?
Right.
No, I didn't. No, I did. They was like, you did.
Right.
You are your biggest critic. You
Yes,
know how
yes.
you are. And so once I got in there, I started hosting. And mind you, DJ Get Buck, he was the manager of Las Vegas. So once I
Mhm.
got in and got up in there and I started putting plays together, because like I said, I know a lot of people because I've been in the industry for a long time. So I started getting interviews, getting all this lined up and all this. Before you know it, they then took his manager position and gave it to me. Yes, yes. And it was like I was like, he did. And I'm like, you guys, why are you guys doing this to me? Why? I mean, you know what I'm saying? But in the back of my mind, I was like, oh, want this.
Right. Okay, Pink Diamond. Right.
I want this. Yeah, matter of fact, shout out to Pink Diamond. I love her.
Yes, honey, that girl, that's my girl right there.
Girl,
Yeah.
that's girl. So
Yeah.
I'm like, I want this. So I got to talking to people and everybody. I was like, this dude, he put me on in here. Now they want me to be the manager. What should I do? What I should do? They was like, girl, if you don't take that job and run with it, obviously you need it. So
Mm.
he was kind of salty about that or whatever. Not, I didn't want to lose my friendship with him because he did help me. I'm that type of person. I don't never
Right,
step
yeah.
on nobody's toes or anything. So
Yes, yes, yes.
um I was in control to be I could put people in position. So I just had him as my assistant manager. I
There
just
you go. Just
you
switch roles a
know,
little bit. Yeah, and you needed
just
him for his knowledge too. For his knowledge.
exactly.
Exactly.
He's been in there since he was 16. He started
Mm.
Las Vegas fleet DJ. Yeah, and I felt really bad. Like I don't play, don't play us like that. Don't play us like that. So, but at all said and done, I still put him in position with him being a man. You know how he is. They hate that women that be in power or whatever. So our relationship we ended as a friendship or whatever, and it bothered me so bad. And I kept on thinking like, dang, maybe if I wouldn't have maybe I should have just turned it down or whatever, because I really valued and I really like this guy as my friend. You know what I'm saying? And when
Mhm.
I connect with someone as a friend, I'm a loyal person.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna cross you or anything. And if I feel like you're being crossed, I'm hard on myself. You feel me?
Right.
So our relationship was that was over. So now we battling back and forth. You know what I'm saying? He's doing this. We popping up at the same events and you know what I'm saying? All this and stuff. And I'm like, wow, they was like, don't worry about that. You're gonna be good. He gonna get over it or whatever. And then eventually it was dope. I was like, he hit me up. Hey, what you doing, Truth? You wanna come do this, host this, the show down here, whoopie whoop. I'm like, yes, of course. I was like, oh, I got my friend back. You know what I'm saying? I got my friend back or whatever, whatnot. But in reality, that's not what it was doing.
Mm. Mm.
Is
Yeah.
that so? Which this whole year of 23, I stepped back a little bit from the Fleet DJs. I took a break. I
Mhm.
break because I felt that like it was weighing on me with stressful. You know what I'm saying? Because with
Yeah. Yeah.
how things went. So I
Mhm.
stepped back. I told Excel, I was like, look, he was like, just, you know what I'm saying? And I got sick as well. So I had got sick. Remember, I was telling you around that time
Yeah,
I
yeah,
had got
yeah. I
sick.
remember. Yeah.
So I was really up to be able to do it. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna step back. He was like, yeah, just go ahead and step back. When you're ready to pop back in, you already know you got your position. I don't want to be no manager. Just let me host. Let me do that. I don't want to run the shots. I don't want to do none of that. Let me stay in my own lane. You feel me?
Mhm.
And I like 2000 Pink, like, come back, come back. I was like, yeah, I'll be back in 24, new and approved and ready and better. You feel me?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
With the Fleet DJs, and I love everybody that they so welcoming, and everybody on the Fleet DJs, they're very dope. They're very dope people.
Really like this organization. And I
Yeah,
think the brainchild of Classic, oh my God. I'm
classic.
like, wow, I'm so in awe of him. And he's this quiet, very, humble, kind of laid back. And I'm like,
Right.
what guy? Do you really know who you are? That's the
He's
thing.
so humble and laid back. And,
Yes.
well, shoot, you got a multi-million.
You. Oh
I'll
my
be
God.
next. You
This
got
is
everybody
phenomenal.
working for you. You know what I'm saying?
And people love it.
Yes.
People really like
Love
it. I mean, oh my God. Because when I haven't been in a year yet, but I tell you, it was very exciting. And I guess it was what I needed in my life at the time. Now, education could be exciting and all that, but this has been so exciting for me because when like I said, I met the young lady with the podcast studio, and then I started renting some space from her to do and time to do my podcast, and I started that in February of 23, and now, excuse me,
it.
I'm in my second season, right? And I absolutely love it because I get to talk to so many people
Mm-hmm.
that I probably would not talk to
But
had I not
yep.
podcast. I get to connect with grandmas all over, all over the world, really. And, I would not have done that if it had not been because the podcast just took my whole Grandma's 2.0 to the next level, so to speak.
Yes. Yes, it
Just
will.
open up. It's been so phenomenal. And I know it's not anywhere near what it's going to be. This is
Right.
just the
That's the
beginning.
That's what I say about Trust Me We Lit. And like I say, I wouldn't have never, if it wasn't for the Fleet DJs opening up that path for me or whatever, I
Mhm.
would be able to just sit and have an interview with you. I wouldn't be able to interview people because I was really like a shy person. I really never talked much, you know what I'm saying? Unless you were in my circle or whatever. But it really opened a lot of, being not so antisocial, or because like for a long time in my life I didn't really want to be around like people. I stayed to myself. I was more into the family, and even though I was in the industry part, I just get there, do my job, and go.
Right.
I don't not
Didn't
trying
connect,
to
so to speak.
make
Yeah.
a friend. I'll just do
Mhm.
this and I'm gone. But
Mhm.
now you got to kick me out of there now.
I know, right? I know. And same thing here. And I'm just so, this zest for life is just like unending. My
Mhm.
husband always says, "Girl, do you ever get tired? People, you always grinning, you always smiling. What is going on with you?" I'm like, I'm
Right.
enjoying my life. This is where I am in my life right now, and I am loving it.
You have
I
everything you want.
love
You
it.
have your business. You have just loving people, grandchildren, family
Yeah,
around. So
yeah.
man, I'm working on that. I got the family and loving people, but I ain't got no husbands. But
Right.
it's all
It's a beautiful thing. And but I tell you, it's really been phenomenal. And I really appreciate being in this organization. And last summer when we had the conference, and
mhm.
I did the sneaker ball thing, right? I was like I interviewed all the people as they were coming in with
So,
their outfits and we took pictures. Girl, if you didn't know better, you think I thought I was in Hollywood on the red carpet? Okay, that's just how big a thing it was to me, right?
right.
And,
Yes.
and so Pink Diamond, this is why I love Pink Diamond because you have an idea and you say, well, Pink Diamond, as a state manager, said, well, what do you think about so and so and so and so? Just talk to Classic. And I
Just
said, really? She said, yeah, just go to
yep.
Telegram. And she's so funny because she act like everybody's mama. She said, just go to Telegram and this is what you do. And I said, yes, ma'am. And so I followed, right? And he said that. I said, oh my God, he said, he's really down to earth. And she said, and so I interviewed him about the sneaker, him being a sneakerhead or whatever. And I made him laugh and all that because I'm real high energy. And he's
Right.
just so low key, kind of just
All
calm.
laid back. He's a cool dude.
He is
Yeah.
so cool.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God. I said, I think I love him. I said, because I love his personality. He's so unassuming. He's not the big man on campus type,
Yeah.
and he could be
He
because the
could be because
work
he's
he
him.
really could
He's
be.
him.
Yeah. Right. I said, but he's not. I said, oh my God. And then I said, well, you know what? So after I did that article, right, for
Mhm.
the Fleet magazine, I said, you know what? He said, and I think he said it because he sent me some pictures. And one of the pictures was for the sneaker ball last year of him just being in front of the. And I said, so what do you do for the sneaker ball? He said, what do you mean? I said, do you do anything like interviews or anything out front? He said, well, no, we haven't done that. I said, well, now, would you be interested? He said, you want to do it? Do it.
Absolutely. I'm your girl, huh? That's dope.
Yes. And I was like, oh my God, this was so much fun. And that's the thing that I like. It's like, when you work a job, everything has to be about the book. And the book is so old and outdated most of the time. And nobody wants to do anything, new and exciting. And I'm a new and exciting kind of girl, oh, can we do something? So, what about this? What about this? And nobody wants to
Always
do
ideas.
I've
Always.
always done it that way. So that's the way we go. Oh my God. So that's what I love about the Fleet DJs. I tell you, the organization, because they're open, they're receptive to new ideas. And and even at work, if people say, well, if it's in your idea, go ahead and implement. But then you get begrudging, oh, she don't know what she doing. I don't know why she would, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But it's like, no, go ahead and do it. And any way you want to do, just let me know what you want to do. And let me know what I can do to help you. I love that.
Absolutely.
You cannot beat that. And what's so amazing is that's how I actually got to you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's exactly how I got to you. Because
And
Pink Diamond said, oh, I got a grandma for you. Right? She said, when you see, you're going to say, you're not a grandma. Just like that. It was funny.
Yes.
Yeah.
They are like, you're not a grandma. I'm like, I'm a grandma. I got 10 of them things. I'm a grandma. It's exciting. But Fleet is dope. I like them. They just open up a lot of doors, for me and myself. They're just wonderful people, in general. And I haven't even met them like literally in person, only the Las Vegas and the California edition. I haven't met them because I was supposed to go to the what's that? The conference. But I was sick, so I wasn't able to make it. So many things was going on in my life at that time. Like I say, so much stuff's been going on. It's terrible.
But you're still standing, girl, and you're still standing strong too. So that's amazing.
Absolutely.
You are amazing. And I just want you to know that I'm so honored to have this opportunity to talk to you and to get to know you a little better. And when like I said, when Pink Diamond told me about you, and what she said was, you're a grandma, you've been with Fleet, you were a model and all those things, right? And so I was like, oh yeah, I would love to interview her. And then she said she owns her own podcast. I'm like, what? And they make it and blah, 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 market it. And I'm like, oh my God. So again, and I was just so enamored. And I'm like, oh my God, I have got to interview her. So it has been my privilege to talk to you today, finally, get this to talk to you, right? And I hope that this definitely will not be the last time. I hope I really would love to collaborate with you on those things that we talked about earlier. Because
absolutely. No doubt.
I believe that together we can make some beautiful music, as they say. We can do some wonderful things.
We can.
Yes.
I love the sound of music.
Yes, honey. So I'm just very excited. And tell us all your social media handles so we can make sure that folks follow you on that.
You can find me on IG, Truth Marks. You can find me on Twitter as Truth Marks. You can find me on TikTok as Truth Marks. On Facebook, you're going to find me as Michone Cole. And basically, Google me, baby. Truth Marks.
Yeah, you know? Say, Google me, baby. Google me, baby. I like that. Go ahead, baby. Google me, right? It has been a pleasure. I consider you a boss, Grandma, okay? All the wonderful things that you are doing, all the things that you've had to go through to get here, girl, you are an inspiration.
Don't make me cry.
No, I'm not trying to make you cry. I mean, this is the truth. This is the truth. Yes, honey. Yes. So I cannot wait to continue to work with you and build a stronger relationship with you. It has been my pleasure. And I'm not going to hold you any longer, but I just want to thank you for being here with me today and talking to you and letting our listeners know about you and what you're doing out there. And I do believe you will be an inspiration to so many other people. And our target group is grandmas, of course, but I think women any age can learn from other women. So yes, we want to
Absolutely.
open it up and do it. And anytime you want to share anything with me, about Dr. Marsha, you might want to do this to get this to please. I
Okay.
am, because I haven't been in this podcast game for long.
Okay.
I'm a very new, Grandma's 2.0 is under 3 years old. So we're
Wow.
still new. And we haven't reached all the grandmas that we would like to reach because there are hundreds and thousands of grandmas in the world, okay?
There is.
Global.
There
And
is.
so with that, I'd like to reach, if we could reach 10% of that, I would be wonderfully, excitedly happy.
Really. I'll
So
send you some
yeah,
grandmas your way. I'll send you
yes,
some grandmas, some
please.
2.0 grandmas, not
Awesome.
grannies.
2.0.
Now,
Because I want to get that calendar. I want to get enough so I can get that calendar. I want to make sure I get more books. And because I want the world to know that there's some phenomenal grandmas out here. So thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate it. Are you coming to conference this year? So we can meet.
I'm gonna try to make it. Because I don't know if I'm gonna actually like get back into it, because I'm really trying to push my stuff. Like I say, like December 16th, I'm doing the C2 Awards. I'm sponsoring that with the Trust Me Vodka, which is in Hollywood.
Wow.
With Tiffany
had some
tickets,
and I'll come out there.
I sure will.
On the red carpet, yes.
Yes, I'm gonna send you some. And then also December 23rd to the 24th, I'm putting on my first showcase that I am doing, which is called Put On For Your City. And I'm giving everybody from all around the world, where artists, whoever, entrepreneurs, everybody to come put on for their city. And we have a cash prize. We got studio time. They get a soundtrack in our movie that we're filming. It's a lot of great things that's going on that Truth Market.
Artists?
Excuse me?
Are these for musical artists? These for artists?
Music artists, models, comedians, anything that feel like they can put on for their city. And
that city, repping for your city. Okay.
Yep.
And this December 23rd, 24th of this year.
Of this year in Las Vegas.
In Vegas, okay.
Las Vegas. And the C2 Awards will be in Hollywood December 16th of this year.
Oh.
So I'll get you all that information. And once again, you're beautiful. I appreciate you for having me here. And I just look forward to working more with you, just making it happen, basically.
Two grandmas together. Yes, 2.0 grandmas at that.
And grandmas, get it right.
Yes. We should do an article. So if I come out there, we should do an article for the Fleet Mag.
Okay. You got my number. I'm all for it. Let's work. Let's get it, baby.
Yes. I'll talk to JP about it and see. And I know you're gonna have photographers out there. But
I have my own.
Doing some interviews and things like that. Yes, honey.
Film crew, all of that. Yeah, I have all of that. Yes.
And I'm so glad. What does the C stand for? So C2, what is that?
Oh, C2, that's because his name is Charles Clemens. He's a childhood star from The Woods and all the other different movies back in the days. And so he started his own company, which is called C2.
Okay.
Yep.
So if you meet anybody that's looking for a reality show with grandmas, you know how they have the Golden Bachelor?
I haven't seen that, I don't think.
So the Golden Bachelor. So here, let me tell you about this real quick. The Golden Bachelor is, the Bachelor shows, that reality show franchise. Right. So they started for the Golden Bachelor, which means this guy is over 50. He's actually 71.
Wow.
It's a white guy, comes on ABC. Those companies, they tend to be more white bread versus more inclusive, which is what they say they are, but in reality they don't. So anyway, I'm saying, you know what? I'd love to do a show with grandmas and let grandmas be the pursuing let the men be pursuing the grandma, okay?
Me?
2.0 grandma. There you go. Let's do it, girl. We can do it. Yeah, and one of my grandmas was on that show.
Really?
Yes. Now she didn't last but maybe 2 weeks, but I bet you she knows the inner workings of it.
Absolutely. Sure do. The
And she
in and
looks
out.
like us.
Yes,
Okay.
let's
So my
get
point is, she knows how we could possibly make this happen. Now, I'm sure they got her under NDAs and all that for the next
right.
how long.
Right
But
here.
she's not the only one that knows how to do these kind of things. And with your connections with these other organizations, hello, think
Hello.
about think
Yes,
about.
C2, he's making so many, he got so many movies out like right now and reality shows. He's so awesome. I've been knowing him for a long time, and he's one person that always kept me in the loop. I started with them. I was his video girl. I was doing so much. I just love my team, all my surroundings, everybody that I have around me. I just love them.
Wow, that's incredible. That's incredible. But yes, honey, thank you. I am not gonna hold you any longer, I promise. But thank you so much. I really appreciate you, and I just love your personality. So thank you, a big person, and I'm just so grateful to know you. Have a good day. All right. Okay, talk to you soon. Yes. Bye. This is Marsha McLean, Dr. Marsha McLean. I'm so sorry. Signing off for Grandma's 2.0 and the 2.0 Grandma podcast. This was a wonderful experience today, and I'm so looking forward to working closer with Miss Michone Cole. Michone Cole. Yes, honey. Thank you. We are fab. This show is for grandmas, about grandmas, and by
Grandma's 2.0 is here to remind us that it's never too late to dream and achieve, regardless of our age. Our mission is simple yet profound. We focus on redefining life for grandmas and empowering them to pursue their dreams and aspirations. With a philosophy grounded in partnership, teamwork, and unwavering support, we believe that, given the right encouragement, grandmas can achieve their dreams and rewrite the narrative of their lives. We firmly believe that no dream is too big or too small when you have the right support system in place. Grandma's 2.0 is all about creating partnerships and networks that empower grandmas to achieve their goals. Our community is a place where grandmas can connect, collaborate, and inspire one another. We understand that success is a collective effort, and we are here to provide the platform for those connections to flourish. Sometimes, life takes unexpected turns, and dreams get put on hold. At Grandma's 2.0, we help grandmas redefine, realign, and redesign their lives. With determination, support, and a positive mindset, grandmas can shatter the stereotypes and limitations placed on them by society. Grandma's 2.0 is not just an organization, it's a movement. It's a call to action for grandmas everywhere to embrace their dreams, aspirations, and the infinite possibilities life still holds. Together, we're proving that age is not a limitation but an opportunity. It's our time to dream and achieve. And Grandma's 2.0 is here to make that journey extraordinary. And now, we're thrilled to introduce our Grandma's 2.0 membership designed to take your journey of rediscovery to the next level. Sign up now at www.grandmas2.0.com and be part of our community.